for sale on our merchandise table. It's really fabulous. And speaking about our merchandise table, we didn't have our iPads available before the movie. So those of you that wanted to buy merchandise, you'll be able to do that at the intermission. And you will be supporting film preservation. So how about that? Okay. So tonight's film, Loophole, let me say right off the top, this one is for Bill Steele, the theater director here. Bill, ever since I became a member of the Legion, Bill said, "Hi, I'm Bill Steele. When are we going to show Loophole?" And it has gone on and on. So now the moment for Bill has finally arrived, and we get to share it with all of him. But the reason we're seeing Loophole in 35 millimeter, and it was produced and released by Allied artists in March of 1954, is really a tribute to tenacity. And the tenacity is Eddie Muller and me. Because when we started the Film Noir Foundation, Loophole was a missing in action film and had been so for years. And this was especially personally painful to me because I was the guy writing the biography of Charles McGraw and I couldn't see the freaking movie. And so it was one of the few films I couldn't see that McGraw had, other than trying to go to Eddie Brandt's video store in North Hollywood and get a loaner, let's hear it for Eddie Brandt, but get a loaner VHS that was taped off a bad TV station transmission in 1982. So Loophole's rights, like many of the Allied artist films, belong to Warner Brothers. So what you do is every time there's a festival, you start asking them for a print. And they say, "No, we don't have one." And then you say, "Do you have a print? Pretty please with sugar on top. Do you have a print?" And then when we started getting serious about restoring and funding striking prints, and we started our initial rescue of films, I believe the first pair of films that we funded, that we struck for Warner Brothers, was Nobody Lives Forever and The Window. And then after several years of quiet persistence, Warner Brothers did find some materials. I remember there was one reel that we thought we had it, and then it had Italian subtitles in it, and they found the whole thing. And we funded the striking of this print. And this was in December of 2010. So this print is like 11 years old, but it's only been through a projector like 6 times. So it's in really great shape. And this was done with the UCLA Film and Television Archive. So if now if I made Loophole sound like the discovery of the lost print of the magnificent Amberson, so cut me a little slack here. Instead of Orson Welles, we have Lindsley Parsons, the producer. Parsons spent his career at Monogram, grinding out second features with titles such as King of the Zombies, Fangs of the Arctic, Bowery Bombshell, and So's Your Aunt Emma. The director was Harold Schuster, who was a real top-notch editor who became really a B-movie auteur who did credible work. Some of his good, memorable films, My Friend Flicka, The Dragoon Wells Massacre, and Loophole, before he finished his career in television. And one of the things you notice about this film is by 1954, television and the antitrust divestiture that forced the studios to get rid of their movie theater chains. This is why you see top flight actors like Barry Sullivan, who had been under contract for more than a few years for MGM and was in movies like The Bad and the Beautiful. You see him in the leading role. You see Dorothy Malone, who was under contract for a long time with Warner Brothers. She's playing Barry Sullivan's wife. Of course, Dorothy will be nominated for an Academy Award for Written on the Wind 2 years after this, so it's not like her career went away. But this is really a cast of excellent working actors. And the third build is Charles McGraw at his most merciless. Just the ultimate ball buster as a bonding agent who hounds the falsely accused Barry Sullivan of theft. The comparison to Les Miserables with McGraw as Inspector Javert is apt, but I wonder how much the UAC investigations and the FBI had to do with this film being released in 1954. Probably a more contemporary inspiration. Also along for the ride is the delightfully sleazy Mary Beth Hughes and the always reliable Don Beddoe, who played McGraw's unlucky partner in The Narrow Margin. And for those of us from LA, it is a time capsule. A lot of this film was shot in the Wilshire district. There's a bank on the southwest corner of South Oxford Street and West 6th Street, the Chapman Hotel on West 6th Street, West 60th Street on South Alexandria Avenue. And there's also a scene of the old gas station at the farmer's market. And for those of you who are familiar with the farmer's market, the pumps are still there, but the gas station's gone, but you get to see the gas station. And one of the climactic parts of the film takes place in a beach house on the Westward Beach Road in Point Dune, north of Malibu. And for those of you, if you're Norristas, you'll note that this house was ground zero for a nuclear explosion. It gets deadly. So, with that, enjoy this descent into the B-movie world of mid-20th century Los Angeles. Thank you for coming, and enjoy